All right, everybody, welcome on in NYMB Podcast. Kevin Hart, Brian Sherrard. We have a lot.
Brian Sherrard.
Sherrard. Brian Sherrard. We have a lot to talk about today. It's not a tumor. Kindergarten Cop. One of my favorite movies from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Great movie, by the way, but it's not on.
No. True Lies, though, was better. I like True Lies, too.
I didn't like True Lies.
Dude. Oh, my God. Jamie Lee Curtis dancing? And then she fell down?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. I'm a big Twins guy. Twins.
Kind of like Captain Marvel. Jesus. Oh, that's what I was talking to Dan about. Because I had to vent about your Captain Marvel.
The movie is not a good movie, Hurt. It's so not a look.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. NYMB Podcast. You know, we're on social media, Facebook, IG, and Twitter. We are also on your local podcast, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Spreaker apps. And of course, you can follow us here on YouTube while we're live. You can download, you can subscribe, and of course, you can comment, which we appreciate. NYMB Podcast. And you can tell Brian how crazy he is about Captain Marvel.
Look, man, real quick, just to digress real quick. No one was more excited and waiting in anticipation for that movie than me. Out of all the Marvel stuff and all the Star Wars stuff or whatever that was coming out that year, Captain Marvel was the number one anticipated movie. I think it was 2019. I couldn't wait. And I was so disappointed. Because here it is, this character that I knew nothing about. You're introducing this character. You're introducing her right before Infinity Wars or right before Endgame. So you know she's probably gonna have a role in that. So yes, let's go. Let me find out about this character. And the movie starts out, and she's already Captain Marvel. I mean, she's already like got her powers and all that. No, tell me the story from the beginning. There's like no character development at all in that movie. And when you introduce a character, you have an origin story. There's got to be character development. I got to know who she was and how she got to where she was. And
you didn't get that in that movie at all.
No, because the moment the movie starts, she's like fighting and got powers and all. Like, no, let's start when you're. First of all, tell me the story from when you're on Earth, please. I don't want you to be in space already. No, can we start the story from Earth so I could find out?
She lives in space,
huh?
So you want her as like this little girl, or
no? Just give me the story.
How she was in like high school.
There's no character development. We were talking before the show, right? How Marvel does such a good job of developing his characters that you feel emotionally attached. Dude, I had no emotional attachment to Captain Marvel, because I didn't know who she was. But if you tell me the story from when she's on Earth, instead of just showing me flashbacks, quick flashbacks of stuff, no, I don't want to see flashbacks. Tell me the story from the beginning so I know who she is and how she became who she eventually becomes. That's it. I mean, it's the structure of the story that was flawed. Of the movie that was flawed. So, especially when you're introducing a character, it's someone I knew nothing about. But anyway, man, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I was so angry because I totally disagree with you on that. But which is fine. But I mean, I love Captain Marvel. And you know, I don't like a lot of stuff, but I really like Captain Marvel. I know Carol. I'm fine with Carol. Cool, Carol. Me and Carol are good.
I like her character, but I just wish I knew. Like, I have no emotional attachment to her.
The only thing I didn't know about was somebody needs to explain to me was that damn cat. The only thing I didn't like was the cat and Samuel's eye. That was Samuel's Fury's eye. That's the only thing I thought was stupid. I was angry about that. I'm like,
Yeah. A lot of people are not happy with that one.
I forget everything else I loved about that movie. That, like, I needed, of all the things in the world, for him, Nick, the spy guy, the ultimate agent, Flurkin.
Hey.
Flurkin scratched the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's okay. It's just a scratch. That's where, no, I'm not good with that. Because it's such a part of his mystique.
Yep.
Like, I needed him, like, in a dangerous situation. And, he was tortured. Or Flurkin.
Yeah, they might as well not as
no, that didn't need to be included at all. I was not. No. I'm glad I saw a Blockbuster again.
But, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. But I was that was the only thing about that movie I didn't like. So
yeah, that was some good parts of the movie. But anyway, we go all day.
Listen, we can always talk about Marvel movies and series like we have with WandaVision, which sadly has come to an end because as we know, we did our recap last week.
Yeah.
But another one started this week, so we'll get into that. I don't know when, but we'll get into that. And I think this is 6 episodes, right?
Yeah, 6 episodes. No, we got to discuss the first episode today.
Okay.
Yeah, right. we got to talk about it.
That is on the docket for today. Yeah. All right. So what you got for me?
Well, Hurt, the NFL is always a business, man, and the NFL is year long. I mean, even when the season is over, there's always a story. There's always stuff going on.
Yep.
This week started with illegal tampering to free agency.
Legal tampering is the worst sounding. I feel like it should be something that involves jail time. If you get on or something like this is the legal tampering period.
Yeah. So, we got the start of free agency, man. So the trades that we heard about prior to free agency are finally finalized, and we started getting official, press conferences with players that were once traded. But anyway, this is almost like Christmas for some people. The draft is like Christmas morning for me, but free agency is not too far behind. So my first question for you today is, what's the biggest surprise, or what were some of the biggest surprises of NFL free agency?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Really?
I didn't. I knew they were. The football team was looking for a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Releasing Alex Smith and keeping our hero Tyler Heineke from last season, and the guy we got Richardson or something, whatever his name is, from Kyle, whatever, from Carolina that we signed, who got hurt. So we needed a veteran. I just, me, I don't know if they tried to call Atlanta. Matt Ryan should be done in Atlanta. He should be done. So I don't know if that was thought about or called or whatever, because I feel like he would have been perfect. But Ryan Fitzpatrick, good for him. It's his 9th team, his first NFC East team, I believe. So, he didn't have any divisions. He played for every team in the AFC East.
Except for the Patriots.
No, except for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So, I was just like, what? We're a playoff team. We actually did win the division, made the playoffs. We lost to the Super Bowl champions in Tampa Bay. Is this what is this? Is this what is he there for? You think he's a bridge between him and one of the other two you have on the roster? And you get what I'm saying? I just why is he here? Are you really thinking, maybe get him for a good 2-year run? Because it's not he's had success, obviously, in the league, but he's also thrown 7 interceptions, sometimes in a game. We all know there's Fitz magic and there's Fitz tragic.
Yes.
But what is he there for? So that was, I know the us signing Samuel, which was good. He had a good season in Carolina. Now we got 2 Ohio State wide receivers. Luckily, we got rid of the Ohio State quarterback because you know how that was. So we kind of got a new offense, which is going to help us out. Well, so I think Kenny Galladay got a lot of money going to the Giants.
Yeah.
Who else? I was really shocked with Trubisky going to Buffalo. Not because Trubisky is like this guy who I thought he would want to sign somewhere where he may have a chance to start. He's not going to start behind Josh Allen at all. What I'm saying is at least go somewhere where you could fight for something.
Yeah.
That's all. You know what I mean? And he's not going to be able to fight for anything there.
Yeah, I think the problem with Trubisky is he probably had limited options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody wants him to start. But getting back to Fitzpatrick, since you brought that up, that brings me to another question I have for you. Does he make Washington better?
Is he better than what? I put it like this: if we had a healthy Alex Smith, no, but we didn't have a healthy Alex Smith. So it brings stability to the position, and I think that's important when you're trying to build a team. So obviously he's a good leader. It's a funny dude. That mask can't even fit over his beard. So, but he's just a good, stable person at that position.
Let me tell you, I love it, and I think this makes the Washington football team really better. So here's why I like this so much. Fitz loves to throw that ball, man, and he can throw that ball, and he's going to have Scary Terry to throw it to. Like you said, now Curtis Samuel. Yeah. You got Gibson coming out the backfield. Like, as long as they can protect him, you know what I mean? Like, we know the defense is good. I think the Washington football team was a top 10 defense this year, I believe. So you just get him, like you said, just bring in Fitzpatrick in, not a lot of money, stabilize the position, maybe look at a quarterback in the draft. Why not? Like, look at what he did, for the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Now, granted, we know there's going to be a point where you put it this way, you get the good and the bad with Fitzpatrick. It's like Fitzpatrick is like, he's like Cinderella, right? Like, you turn back into you turn back into a pumpkin at midnight. The only thing is you don't know when midnight's coming. But you know what's going to happen. And when it happens,
it's going to be real quick.
Yeah, it
could start the game. It could be the second half.
Right.
Yeah.
But the reason why I like it is because when you look at the rest of the division, right? You have the Giants, you have the Eagles. Okay, they're not.
Well, everybody's in transition except for Dallas, but Dallas needs to be healthy.
Right. So you bring someone, because think about it, that position at quarterback for the Washington football team last year was the most unstable probably of any team in football last year, the amount of quarterbacks they went through. What was it, like 4 or 5 quarterbacks they had? So
40, it seemed like.
No,
I'm saying it seemed like 40. Like it was people off the street.
Yeah, so with Fitzpatrick, you know what you get. You're gonna get a guy that works hard, who's a good leader, that the locker room loves, and who can perform, who produces. You know what I mean? So I like the move. It's a short-term move, but that's okay. Because believe me, Washington is going to address quarterback at some point. So
but I think they're just saying maybe they can wait till next year to do it.
Yeah,
which again is fine because we haven't had a franchise quarterback since like Joe Theismann.
Yeah,
so
and I also like it too because now you have someone that Heineke can kind of
grow with and learn from. Yeah,
so I like it, man.
They have more experience. I mean, I like Heineke. The dude came out of nowhere, and and gave us a spark that Haskins couldn't.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate Heineke. I mean, but again, we're going to miss Alex Smith. I'm hoping that he'll return to the organization in some capacity because I feel like he has so much to offer to any team. I'm talking about like non-playing wise.
I know, but you don't think he burned some bridges?
No, but he's telling the truth. The thing is, when you're thinking about going into even Haskins, you're taking over a new team. Right? You had this guy who came back, all these surgeries. You had this dude who that you didn't inherit in Haskins, who the owner wanted. So you have a whole bunch of QBs you don't want, and you're not even thinking about this dude's going to be back. In all seriousness, no one thought he was going to be back and playing or able or cleared. So then you come back, you're like, all right, let's evaluate Haskins. Let's evaluate. We'll make the trade to get Kyle from Carolina. So we got somebody that we know. So you got Haskins, whatever, and Alex is trying to come back, and he's not a thought. Really, he's not. He's probably not going to play. Then they're like, oh, he's cleared. He's what? You know what I mean? Like, he's cleared. Holy crap, he's cleared. This dude's cleared?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and but he was telling the truth. Again, they didn't plan on playing him. Because, again, just as a fan, I know I was freaked out. But being out there on the field, you're looking around like Dwayne Haskins is so bad that we had to drop him behind, this guy. And his story, like, you don't want, and the thing is, unfortunately, you're just thinking, what would happen if he got hurt? You don't want that on you, your conscience, or nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah. If Alex Smith was healthy, they would never have thought of him like that. But since, he's coming back and all the stuff he's been through, that's why. But no, I'm just saying that dude would be perfect in the organization. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take so long.
No, you're fine. You're fine. One of my biggest surprises of free agency with the Patriots.
Oh yeah, they got like 7 tight ends.
Dude, it's like they spending money like they spending all Robert Kraft money, man. Like, good gracious, they've never taken this approach to free agency. They bought. They like you said, they got Hunter Henry, Janu Smith. Yeah, my man, they picked up Matt Judon.
Yeah,
they re-signed Kyle Van Noy after the Dolphins cut him.
Yeah, we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, that dude's going back.
He's going back, yeah. But so many other ones I can't even think of right now. But they just spending money. So, I was just that was kind of surprising to me. But in that vein, you know what that tells me?
What?
And here's a question for you, because I have 2 questions when it comes to the Patriots. Can Bill Belichick draft?
Oh yeah, he can draft.
No, I don't think so.
Why do you say that?
Because if the man could draft, he wouldn't be buying all these free agents.
Well, I think because they had Tom's gone. They re-signed Cam Newton. They had no. I think, you know what? I think he could sign defensive players. He does well with defensive players because he's had the McCourtneys there for a long time. He's had the Patrick Chung, who just retired. He had, like the Van Noy. He's had guys who they've drafted on defense all the time. Offensively, the skill positions, we all know they struggled at wide receiver. They can't draft a wide receiver to save their life. Again, they drafted one good quarterback out of all of them that have been there. So he's done well there. And they do well drafting running backs. The dude from Georgia they had, I'm not great with names. The one guy they just had, White, they have a plethora of running backs. And some of them were free agents, but they drafted a couple of them. So he's done well there. The issue is this year, literally, I don't know who anybody was throwing to besides Edelman, and he got hurt, right? So there's literally, they had no tight ends and no wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Patriots' last 4 drafts. I don't see any standouts. 2018, Isaiah Wynn, he was pretty good. Sony Michel, he's hurt all the time. 2019.
That's what I was thinking about, Sony Michel, who was okay, but yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, but he's yeah.
Like
2000. Well,
go ahead.
Hold on. Hold on real quick. 2019, N'Keal Harry, he's done nothing. Damian Harris in 2019.
Again, N'Keal Harry, what is he? A wide receiver.
Yeah.
Wide receivers.
Yeah, but I'm looking at all these other draft picks, and I don't see any standouts. 2017, nothing. 2016, okay. In the 2016, okay, this was a decent draft. They had Cyrus Jones. All right, that was cool. Joe Tooney, who just got a boatload of money from Kansas City. Jameis Jacoby Brissett. Okay, well you parlayed that into a trade. Okay. 2015, Malcolm Brown. All right, and Shaq Mason. Those they were okay. Trey Flowers. Okay, 2015 was pretty good. So 2015 was pretty much his last really good draft. But since then, he sucked, yo. He has sucked in the draft, man. And this is why. So, look, I know it's like blasphemy to talk about Bill Belichick this way, but I don't think his last drafts are stunk, which is why they got to go out and buy all these free agents. So, whatever.
I mean, but also, to me, there's a certain point in time where even though your philosophy you may think it works, sometimes you got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with change. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. Now,
like even as bad as they were last year, they were still only a couple plays away from maybe even making it in the playoffs. To be honest with you,
yeah,
fumbling against Buffalo, certain things like that, they weren't too far off, and they were sorry.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the Patriots aren't a good team or a good organization. I'm just saying that their lack of producing like great players and Pro Bowl players in the draft
recently,
recently in the last 5 years, has put them to this point where they got to get all these free agents. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Now, someone could also make a counter argument because they're always picking 30th and 32nd. You know what I mean? In the first round, that could be a reason why, but I don't know. But this brings me to my second question about the Patriots. And I thought about this, but should they have just kept Brady? Like, I'm really starting to think they should have just held on to Brady. Think about this.
No,
but hold on. Think about this. Brady, by the time he left, the last 2 years he played, he had no weapons. None. No weapons, right? They never bought this stuff for Brady. Never got him. They never went out and in free agency and got this guy a weapon, except for like the occasional Randy Mosses and Edelmans and Walkers, which weren't really high price free agents at the time, right? But think about this: if you just hold on to Brady, who can still play, he's not going to cost you a ton of money. He's not going to kill your cap. You know what I mean? And then you go out and buy the 2 tight ends, sign the 2 tight ends, sign the 2 wide receivers. You know what I mean? Like put weapons around him. Just hold on to Brady. They should have. To me, I'm thinking like, dang, they should have just held on to Brady. Now you got all these weapons, and you don't have a quarterback.
You got Cam. What are you talking
about? Okay, Harry.
I mean, again, this will be Cam's second season back. See if he's fully healthy. I'll give him a like I said, I'll give him a chance just to see how he is. If he fails, and because again, he started last season with the stuff Brady ended with, which was nothing.
Yeah. And
he looked bad doing it in some cases. But he also battled COVID. Who knows he was 100% from surgeries. So it's a whole different system with him. So I'll give him the benefit of doubt. So we'll see. But the Brady Belichick situation is all ego. It had nothing to do with like we want to keep him or not. It was Bill at this point of his life and career is like, we need to move away from him. Hell, he probably wanted to do it when he had Garoppolo and just wanted to move. So should he have kept him? Of course. But I think it was a point in time where he's like, we got to move on.
Yeah, it's just funny to me because he moves on, right? They give him protection. They give him a good line in Tampa, and they give him weapons. And what does he do? Go out and win the Super Bowl. Now, they also gave him a great defense as well. But I'm just thinking, wow, in New England, they just held on to him, gutted the cap. Set some money at the camp. Yo, all right. Just imagine if Brady were on this team, yo, with Aguilar and Bourne and Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, and you still have Sony Michel and James White.
I know. Tom's like, I mean, it could have been me, but it's not. So he ain't worried about it now.
Oh, I know he's not worried about it.
He's throwing Super Bowl trophies in the ocean.
Yeah,
or over the ocean, I should say.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man, he should have just kept him and built around him like that.
Yeah, well, listen. To me, if I was a fan of the team, unless it's a manager or something, there are certain times where you keep your probably greatest player ever played, until they decide to walk away. But in a lot of cases, if you ever notice, most great players, no matter who they are, never end where they're supposed to.
Yep.
You know, it just happens. It's like, all right, they want to move on, and maybe you want to move on. And I know with him, maybe being not saying he's complacent, but you know what? A new challenge would be something I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he did it, and look what he got.
Yeah.
So,
anybody. Yeah. Are there any other signings? Signings that you liked or disliked?
No, I knew Chris Carson going back to Seattle.
Oh, he is? Okay.
The running back going back to Green Bay, Jones. I'm going back to Green Bay. I guess I was shocked with the Kenny Galladay money. It just seemed like that was a lot of money for Kenny Galladay. Like I'm not trying to diss Kenny Galladay because we all know he had a really great quarterback there in Detroit when he was playing. So, I mean, I know his numbers will be up there, but I was just kind of shocked at the amount of money he got. I think that was shocking. Juju going back to Pittsburgh. The only thing I guess I was kind of shocked is that you guys didn't get anybody.
Well, we tried to get Juju.
Yeah, it was another team too, right? It was like 3 teams in for him.
Yeah, it was another team. I forgot who the other team was.
Yeah,
but man, they had Lamar called. They had Lamar try to recruit, Marlon Humphrey try to recruit Juju. But my thing is, I'm just kind of upset with the Ravens because my thing is, I thought he would have been a good fit. And if they were that serious, they should have stepped up that offer, man. Here's a chance to get a receiver, a proven receiver. He's not a number 1, but he still would have helped. He would have
still upgraded that spot.
Exactly. So step up your game, Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Show him some love and pay him a little bit, and offer more cash, and you take him away from a rival too.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Man, like they offered him more money, but the money they offered him wasn't that much more, man.
Yeah, it was like 8 in incentives, I think, and Pittsburgh was like 8, and somebody else was like 8 and 3. Yeah, something like that. So
yeah, man, it was that close because he was ready to leave. He was already tweeting out and stuff and putting on Instagram. I'm not coming back. So if they were that close, step your game up, Ravens. So I'm kind of pissed at them for that one.
How come they didn't want any of the other ones that were out there?
Well, the problem is salary cap.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not in bad position, but they're there's only but so much what they could do. I guess I think they wanted Corey Davis, but he got I won't say crazy money, but he got more money than expected, man. But if Juju's out there and you're that close, step up your game, right? Take a chance and get that dude, man. Like they should have been a little bit more aggressive with him if it was that close. You know what I mean? Yeah. If it's that close, just give him some more guaranteed money. Get him away from there. So I think that's a missed opportunity. I think they're going to regret that one, man.
If they can, you have the draft. Maybe you can get somebody in the draft that'll help.
Yeah.
I was just kind of shocked too that they just didn't sign anybody for at least that spot to help Lamar out.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. All right, what you got next?
All right, man. Here's a question for you. We've been hearing a lot about Deshaun this week.
No. No, because I have no idea what the heck is going on. I really don't know. It's the craziest thing is every time I turn on whatever sports or tweet or whatever, it's whatever is going on with him and outside of football. And I'm just like, it doesn't get better. It seems like it gets worse.
Yeah.
So at this point, you can't trade him because it'd be now heat on whoever decides to try to take him on. So right now, if he wanted to go, he can't.
Yeah.
They can't trade him. And now, honestly, from everything that goes on, is if it's more of a legal thing, it's a more of a now wait and see. And not even with him being traded, but with him playing or what it is. Because again, I'm you know how I feel about athletes. I know no one's perfect. I don't know anybody's life. I don't know if somebody did something or didn't do something. I don't judge anybody by it.
Right.
But this came out of left field for me.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, wait, what? And then it went from, and the numbers kept going up. And I'm like, well, I think we're going to end at 12. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know. I haven't really read about it or into it because it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't need to know all these specifics.
Right.
But he ain't going to be traded. And he's got to wonder now, you know, if there's a pending case going into a season, is he even going to play? What's the commissioner going to do? So now to me, it's in that realm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my answer to that is no. And we have to wait and see.
Yeah. I don't even know what I don't even know what to say about this one. Like you said, just gotta wait and see. But you can't, you know, even if they wanted to, I don't think anybody's going to touch them right now. I know if I'm an NFL team, I'm not touching them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe this is good for the Dolphins. You know, if they were in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, this is, you know, now they don't have to worry about, you know, trying to go after him, and they can just proceed with Tua, and they had their 2 first-round draft picks, you know, and just move forward with that. All the other teams that were looking at them, they can just move. They just wanted to move forward, man. It's I mean, it's like you said, we just don't know. We gotta wait and see. But at this point, you can't trade this guy. You just can't. So I don't know, but we'll see how this all turns up. But man, this one I gotta say, hurt. This one, I didn't see this one coming, man.
No, where's that left field? I think if it was any story, I want to say about anybody, but just the type of story it is, and it really just, like I said, it really just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's see. Oh, I do have one last question for you before we move on. So getting back to Fitzmagic, do you like the signing?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, would you rather have Andy Dalton?
No.
Think about how Bears for a minute. Think about how Bears fans are feeling right now, man. First, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you getting courted possibly by Russell Wilson, and then you wind up with Andy Dalton. Like, huh?
I mean, but you go from, you know, I don't know, a guy who doesn't have a cool nickname to the Red Rifle. I mean, come on. Now you got the Red Rifle in Chicago. I mean, he was doing okay in Dallas for a little bit until, you know, he got hurt and then a bunch of other things. So it is, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Chicago, I know, of course, you want to. That's how I felt about Fitzmagic. I was like, can we have? I guess you can't really wait. And you're looking out there. It's not a ton of people and free agents you can get. I was just hoping we were trying to make a trade to get a veteran who may be on their last leg at an organization. So, you know what I mean? Since especially with Drew Brees retiring, so I guess everybody's just like, you know what? Let's go snap up somebody quick.
Yeah.
You know, because I think they're just going to have Jameis at this point, unless they get a quarterback. Because, you know, Drew Brees is done. Drew Brees.
I want to show you something, yo, because this was one of the funny. I don't know if you've seen this one. Hold on, I'm trying to. Can't find it. Darn it.
Did I see it? Know about
it? I don't know. I'm trying to pull it up for you real quickly, man. Hold on, because I just thought this was hilarious. Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can put this on screen real quick. Bear with me. Because this was just something that I saw. Somebody showed this to me. And I was just like, yeah, this is exactly how Bears fans must be feeling right now. Wait a minute. Oh man, this is crazy. This is crazy, Eric. Maybe I'm gonna pull it up in just a second, and then we will move on because I have some basketball questions for you.
I know what the first one better be. Oh, you mean is it NCAA or NBA?
Both.
Oh, okay.
So this was the meme that came out. Yo, who thought that, man?
I did not. I saw that, but it was for something else. I don't know. I forgot what it was. But first of all, no one calls him Russ.
I know,
but right there though, y'all, but yeah, but that's still magic. That is not much magic, but that's still freaking hilarious. Like, oh my god! And you look like wow, LON. Oh yeah, I got it. Go ahead with the guess. Russ Wilson. Oh, we're sorry. What? Somebody's like, can I get an N? Yes. 2 N's. Whatever. Andy Dalton. Oh, by the way, yeah, see, there should have been 2 N's on that one. Because there was already an N on Dalton. See, they didn't even do that right. So I blame them.
Yeah.
I blame them. That's too funny.
Well, before we get to the NCAA tournament, I have a quick baseball question for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I must have missed this. And before I answer what you know I'm going to answer, what happened? What did they do? What did I miss?
Wow. Well,
I must have missed something big.
Someone is now a part owner.
Oh, LeBron.
Yes.
Yeah, never. No, listen, just because, The Rock has, I love The Rock and I love LeBron, right? So The Rock has a TV show called Young Rock, which I love. So I watch his TV shows. I've tried his tequila that he's had out, which I highly recommend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has an energy drink he just started, which I will try and I'll let everybody know.
Okay.
About that. So I'm cool with everything. LeBron also is a part owner of Liverpool, and ain't no way ever that I will be a fan of any other team besides Arsenal Football Club. So it's fine with him. Again, LeBron, grew up in Akron. The funny thing is, if we grew up as friends or something like that, we'd be on the opposite of everything because he literally likes, which kind of reminds me of my brother, which is weird because my brother is a Dallas fan and just kind of likes these random teams. Wait. He's 9 years older than me, so it wasn't really a rivalry because he just beat me up. so it really wasn't that. When you're 9 years older and you're out of the house already, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it wasn't like we were there on Thanksgiving fighting. We would just fight anyway, but I'd lose. So it just wouldn't matter. But yeah, he had season tickets and one, but he loves Dallas.
Wow.
Yeah, he loves, but we've been separated, you know what I mean? Because he's just so much older and started his life and kids and we're different states, so it was never how it would normally be. But he knows how much I hate that team. I remind him. And anyone else that will listen on a constant basis. But going back to the Red Sox, no, I mean, the thing is, I'm happy for LeBron and whatever success he brings to him, his friends, his family, and people in the community. So that's a big step for him. Like I said, he was already part owner of Liverpool. So being a part owner of the Sox, good on him. And again, the only time I'll root for them in the World Series or something is if they're playing the Dodgers or the Braves or the Phillies or something. So, but I don't care about no Sox. So yeah, no. But I just hope he gets better soon. He's got a high ankle sprain. The Lakers are going to collapse.
Okay. Well, that actually leads me to my next question. So I'm glad you brought that up.
It shifts it. I read it. I already know. It's when I saw how it landed and it went inward because someone fell on the outside of his leg.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so somebody is, everybody's got their ankles taped up. So someone fell on the outside of his leg, which pushed his, of course, ankle in. You know what I mean? So it went this way. And so with Heine, of course, he limped off or whatever. I think he still tried to play for a little bit. Then he went out. So Anthony Davis, we all know, is out at least until some part of April. And then LeBron has a high ankle sprain, which we know that's almost as bad as any other sprain that you can get. So he's going to be out and we all know sometimes he's Superman. He bounces back quickly, but this and they're only like 2.5 games ahead of like 6th place. And there's no one on that. And now the trade deadline's coming up. I know they're looking for some more scoring, shooting, another big guy. They're looking for things to help improve that team for their long run as they get into the playoffs. But right now, no LeBron, no AD. That team's gonna fall.
Now, when do the playoffs start? Do you know? By any chance?
I have no clue. Probably, I think still close to June, right?
See, that's the thing with this, because the season's kind of like shortened and stuff.
Yeah,
maybe
it's May then. Maybe it's May.
Do you think they can both come back by the playoffs?
No, AD will be back, but definitely before the playoffs.
Okay,
he'll get at least a couple of weeks in to get back to normal. Because they're saying they're just being very cautious with it, which they should. He doesn't need to play any of those meaningless kind of regular season games. You just need him in the long run. But you also don't want. But that was before LeBron got hurt too. So if LeBron's out, the team's going to be hurt. Their positioning hurts. So their first round game, unless both of them come back, is going to be a difficult series. So they're going to have to take the long, hard road if they can't get any better while they're out.
Oh man.
So, yeah, but I was like, that was rough.
It's a good
thing.
I saw
on Twitter, somebody said, "Well, get LeBron." And I was like, "Wait, we can get LeBron." So you got a cold? Like, what the hell? I forgot who tweeted that. Then I had to go look. I was like, "Wait, that right there scared the hell out of me." So I was like, "Let me go to the internet. Let me find out what's wrong with LeBron." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, there's nothing bigger than that." So.
Yeah, well, I got an alert. I got a Bleacher Report alert, and it said that he kind of ran into somebody or something like that. And then he said X-ray is negative. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Then I got another alert, ankle sprain. I was like, "Oh, okay," but I didn't realize how bad it actually was. So.
Yeah, those high ankle sprains are just so debilitating. Yeah, and it said he's just out indefinitely.
Man,
so. Yeah, that's gonna, like you said, there was the X-rays, MRI, but that that's gonna hurt him.
Well, there's only one thing the Lakers could do to save the season at this point. Trade for Bradley Beal. Oh yeah.
Listen, yeah, what I tell you, I wish Bradley was on the Lakers, because if Bradley was on the Lakers, they'd win 2 chips. Because he would fit that team perfectly.
Yeah.
I love Bradley. He's my second favorite player. Bradley and LeBron, man. I would have just the Bradley, Braun Beal. Man, I'd be so happy with that. But, I mean, that would take a lot. But the Wizards, I don't know. You remember they're on that little win streak?
Yeah.
And then they're back to normal.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Because it was against the West. They went out west and were beating people, man. The Lakers, the Trailblazers. They lost to the Clippers, but then they beat, I forgot who else they beat. But it was like, man. But yeah, it just sucks, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah. All right, it's tough. But hey, at least the Knicks are in 6th place. So there's that.
Yeah. Hey, let's go Knicks.
Yeah. Shit.
All right, man. Well, the top story of the week, I was going to say, other than
LeBron.
Other than NFL free agency, is March Madness is back.
That happened this week?
Yeah, man. It started on a different day.
That wasn't even a song. What song was that? No, that wasn't a song.
No, that
was CBS.
Dude, that was no, you singing the wrong song, yo. You doing NBA
yes, thank you. That was NBA on
You're thinking of
yeah, there you go. Thank you.
But anyway.
But isn't it cool that we know all these themes though?
Yeah.
I mean, they're really catchy and you know them. So yeah.
So you shot me a text earlier this week. Tell me about the text you shot me.
Hold on. I mean, the text, the text heard around the world. I mean, let me go through this. All right. So you sent me about the Fitz Magic, which, you know, we had a good, real cool week. We did the show. Tuesday was the Fitz Magic, and I was like, WTF, WFT.
Yeah, that was good.
Then I was like, so you're not filling out a bracket, whatever. I have no interest in the tournament this year.
Yeah.
And then my response was, so I will be doing the tournament recaps on my own for the show. Gotcha. And so I was sitting there, and I was just like, we're gonna fight on Sunday. Yeah. I was like, we're gonna fight. I'm not in the mood, but we're gonna fight on Sunday.
So yeah, you sent me the brackets. I said I'm sitting this one out. You like what? What you mean you sitting this one out?
I said a lot of other words, but they were just off phone. I was what appalled and disgusted.
So here's the thing. College basketball, man, it's just been blah to me. And this might have been the first year hurt since I've been a Terps fan, which started in 1993, that I have never watched a full college basketball game of my own team, let alone anyone else's team. I don't think I may have watched the Terps for a total of 10 minutes all season.
Wow.
Which is so unlike me. But hurt.
Because, dude, if I call you, you're watching the game, or you would text me a reaction to something. I got none of that this year. Yeah,
but you see what I got on, Hurt. You see what I got on today.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, Hurt.
I didn't know what the M was for. I was like, Michigan, Minnesota. I was confused. Like, what's that M for? Shocking. But, you know, I don't know if you would have won if you guys lost.
I did. Just so you know, I've actually been watching the tournament. Hurt.
Yeah.
So because I wasn't interested, but then you know when it's on all day. Now I will say this: I didn't watch any Friday games. I
didn't either. I mean, because I was at work, and then I just got home. It was just a whole bunch of stuff I had to do. I was keeping track.
Okay.
Of the games, but I didn't really like I normally do. Sit down. I did have the Florida State game on the course.
Yeah.
But everything else was just like, okay, oh, they lost? Okay, I picked that one, or, because it's a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and even though I didn't have any interest going in, when I'm watching the games, and you see, like, I was up late last night watching Abilene Christian beat this, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, this is my tournament. This is all about, why did I have this attitude? So, my question was going to be, are you enjoying the NCAA tournament, Hurt? Because I actually am.
I think because we remember we didn't get a tournament last year, and I'm so appreciative of having this tournament. Now it is a little bit different, like the little play-in games or whatever you want to call them, are Thursday. Yeah. Usually they're Wednesday. But I don't care what kind of format you're using, as long as we have games. It's pretty cool, and of course, there's no Duke, so that makes it even better.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. You stole my thunder, Hurt.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, not having Duke there. The only thing that hurt me was before going into the tournament was Florida State losing the ACC championship game.
Who they lose to? Like
Georgia freaking Tech.
Yeah.
Who didn't win anything since '93? I think was the last time they won the ACC tournament. Then, of course, they lose in the first round.
Yeah.
I think were they a 9 or 8?
They did get to the national championship about maybe, 9 years ago or so, something like that.
Did they?
Yeah, remember they went on they were like a 5 or 6 seed. I mean, they were a lower seed. No, this was longer than that. But yeah, they got all the way to the championship game. Who was that coach?
Kenny Anderson. I mean, who was on that?
No, this was with oh gosh, I forgot.
Travis Best. Like who's on that?
No. This was after that. I'll look it up and let you know. But yeah, that's the last time they were actually good. I forgot they had the black head coach. I forgot.
Yeah. The guy who took over after Bobby something.
Crimmins.
Yeah, there you go, Bobby Crimmins. Paul Hewitt.
Paul Hewitt. There you go. And he had the one notable player. I forgot his name. Who did make it to the NBA? Point guard. I forgot his name though.
I know. I was sitting there naming Travis. I was naming all their old point guards.
I used to love Travis Best, man.
I mean, Travis. I mean, Kenny was good in college. Georgia Tech always had a lot of good players. Still, they did not deserve to win the ACC tournament. They did. Then they got eliminated. So good for them.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying the tournament. So far,
I feel like what's weird, because last year I was hurt because I really feel like Florida State had a chance to actually do something. Because last time the furthest we've gone, I believe, is the Elite Eight when we had Dobard and Sam and Bobby Sir and of course Charlie, and that team was good. But last year's team was going to be a number one seed. And it was going to be like a weird season because the number one seed would have been Dayton. Dayton would have been a number one seed at Gonzaga, Florida State, and somebody else. And that's like non-basketball powerhouse year. So, but then we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So this year, Florida State's not as good. We're a 4 seed. I was still going to make the Sweet 16. But but I feel like now this year everything's up in the air.
Yeah,
I feel like anything can happen. Gonzaga's undefeated. Can they run the table? Can you imagine that?
That'd be awesome. I picked them to win, but only because I'm really more so rooting for them to win. By the way, they killed Norfolk State last night, man.
Say again?
They killed Norfolk State.
Oh, they destroyed them. Yeah. But that's what a number one should do.
Right. Overall,
number one should do. But yeah.
Real quick, by the way, Georgia Tech, it was 2004. They played the national championship against UConn and lost. Okay. Jared Jack was the point guard.
Oh, okay. Yep. I would never go remember his name, but yes. And he had a couple good seasons in the NBA too, Jared Jack. He was on a couple teams.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So I'm liking the tournament. I'll check out some games today and Monday. My team, Terps. Man, look, the Terps beat UConn last night. They played.
Yeah, I picked them to win that game.
Yeah, I picked them to win this one and lose to Alabama.
Yeah, I picked Alabama to win. I was still kind of shocked that I didn't even know what your record was because y'all were ranked. And then when I saw
we were not ranked.
During the season, you were like 24 or something. Like they had you.
I don't think so.
I saw. No, it wasn't the women. The women were always in the top 10.
Yeah.
For the most part. But I swear the guy early in the season, they had Maryland 20-something.
Okay, maybe early in the season.
Yeah. I remember, because I do remember that ranking at one point.
Okay, because Maryland had a losing they had a losing record this year in the Big Ten. I think they were 9-11 in the Big Ten this year. But the thing is, they beat like Illinois. They beat some good teams. Yeah, they beat really good teams. Like I think they beat 4 top 25 teams.
That's when they got in the tournament.
Yeah, that's why we got in. But look, man, if you watched the game last night and saw Maryland play, like, wow, this is a good team. Like they actually played well last night.
Because I feel like Maryland, and not watching Maryland games, I don't watch the Big Ten Network, but you could tell. I can tell. Well, you look, me, I follow sports anyway.
Yeah.
I'll just look occasionally like, oh, Maryland beat this team. Oh, they lost to that team? And then they beat this team. How did they lose to that game? You know what I mean? That's how their season was. But they're still a competitive team. But they're a team that could win, and they're a team that could lose by 20.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how, can they beat Alabama? Of course. Because, the thing is, I'm not watching any SEC games. I don't know how good Alabama is. Is Nick Saban coaching? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they're ranked really high. So, like, how good is Alabama actually? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess
so I don't know. I'm rooting for you guys. But because We'll see, because I know the brand of Maryland in basketball. I don't know the brand of Alabama.
Yeah.
Even though your boy Robert Horry came from there, but that's about it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that brings us to our next question. To your next question. Is anyone looking out for women college basketball players?
Maybe me, because I love the ladies tournament.
Yes.
I love women's college basketball. And this year is going to be, again, it's going to be a weird year, but whoosah.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have a picture?
No.
Of the weight room that they have?
I will look for it.
Just pull up a blank one. Okay. That's all you got to do. So the NCAA women term. So the guys had a full gym weight room, kind of looked like the Rock's weight room, right? It's just huge, weights everywhere. It's a fully equipped weight room for the guys. So the women go in there and I really felt like this was a joke. Someone had to be joking. They literally had, 10 barbells. That's it. That's it.
Yo, what the heck? Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Yo, hold on, yo. Wait. This is Hurt. Please. Okay. You please.
I hope it's the right picture, but
this can't be, dude. This can't be it. This cannot be it, Hurt. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can you keep talking about this while?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just now I'm upset.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You should be. And a lot of people are, especially the women. But it's 2021. Are you kidding me? Are you like literally everyone needs to be fired? Listen, I don't advocate for people losing jobs, but this was disgraceful. Disgraceful. I was so pissed off, so angry. And I know, and the thing is, I know it would have probably got seen sooner, but Gino has COVID. Gino Auriemma, coach for UConn's going to miss the first maybe 2 games for UConn, so he wasn't there. Of course, he's got a quarantine for 14 days. But when they showed that picture, I was livid. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Are you serious? Are you this? That's what they. How do you feel as an elite athlete walking in and that's what you have? Just look at that comparison. And that's what you like. I totally don't understand how that's even thought about.
Okay, I heard this story, right? Dude, I had no.
Dude, how bad is
no idea this was it.
Yes. I mean, that's what. Seriously, we're talking about high tier athletes, dude. We're not talking about leaving something for me to do. We're talking about the top women players in the country.
Okay, so here's my question. Why does there have to be separation of weight rooms anyway?
Well, they're in different places.
Oh.
They're not in the same. The ladies are in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're not at the same facility.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But the whole thing is, I just don't. It's almost like when we get a commercial that ends up being racist or something, and it goes through all that protocol. And I remember that one beer commercial where the guy's at the bar and he looks and it goes past all the black people or something. It's like, how do you let that happen? How do you not notice this? How did this even? The thing is, you set this up, And again, the NCAA never takes responsibility for anything. Like,
what if they said what?
Nothing. Well, we're going to rectify the situation. How did it even be? How did it become a situation in the first place? How does this happen? Period. Like, what kind of stupidity occurs for this to be your answer to a weight room or something? How? Like, literally, how does that happen? I'm surprised it just didn't put the damn dumbbells in pink.
Yeah, I mean, that must as a player. I can't, man. I can't. You must feel like this small. You know what I'm saying? They're making you feel this small. Like, yeah, we don't care about you guys. You guys are just an afterthought. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. I cannot. Man, I'm just so shocked, though, that that's all they got. All right. Yeah. Anything else you got to say on this? Because
I can't. I have no words unless I'm going to be yelling. So let's move on.
All right, man. Well, all right, man. Wow. Man, I like when I get these surprises when we're actually live, yo. Because okay, all right.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you saw the picture because you know how I already feel about it, right?
Right.
So and then just to show up, and you're like, just imagine how they were showing up, seeing that.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god! I literally would have just lost the fact that that's not even being an afterthought, Brian. That's not even being an afterthought. That's being an also ran or not even honorably mentioned. That's just whatever. You whatever them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't. All right, man. Well, let's move on to some fun stuff. Okay.
Please.
Yeah, because this is just making me upset. All right. So, we've been doing our top movie countdown. We both ranked our top 50 movies. We agreed on, I think, 14 or 15 of them. So we're just doing our rankings starting from, I think we started from 84 or something like that. But anyway, so we're doing our rankings. We're down. Today we're going to talk about number 76 to 73. I have two movies on this list. You have two movies on this list.
Hey, 76, good year.
Yeah, hey, no doubt. And I find it funny because these two movies are both Adam Sandler movies. This movie, for me, and either you love or you hate Adam Sandler. I love most of his movies, but this one is one of my favorites. This is one where whenever it's on TV, I gotta sit down and watch it. I don't know if it's one of his well liked or well received movies, but I love it, and that's Just Go With It. And this movie is just so silly.
I didn't know she was in the movie.
Yeah, so this movie has Brooklyn Decker. It has Jennifer Aniston. It has Nicole Kidman's in this movie. Dave Matthews is in this movie. Yeah,
I know him. Yeah,
yeah. But it's like the whole premise of the movie is that he was pretty much rejected at the altar. He was about to get married. His wife stood him up at the altar. So he kind of like went into a deep depression. He went to a bar that night. He still had his wedding ring on, and he noticed his wedding ring was actually helping him out with the lady. So basically, he starts wearing his wedding ring and just goes out with all these women, swears off marriage. But then he somehow meets Brooklyn Decker, and then they're going to get married. But then, in order to do that, he has to like make up these lies because she finds his wedding ring. So she's like, "Wait a minute, you're married?" He was like, "No, I'm not married. I used to be married. I used to be married." Anyway, Jennifer Aniston is like his assistant. He's like a plastic surgeon. Jennifer Aniston's his assistant. So he makes it look like she's his ex-wife and all this stuff. But it's like it's like all these lies keep building on each other. He gets Jennifer Aniston involved, then he gets her kids involved. So now Brooklyn Decker's character thinks that he not only does he have an ex-wife, but he has children,
kids and everything.
Yeah, so she's like, yeah, well, we're going to be together. I want to meet the kids, but they're really her kids. Long story short, they wind up taking a trip to Hawaii with Brooklyn Decker and, with the kids, with Jennifer Aniston, with his best friend who pretends to be married to Jennifer Aniston. But pretends to be Jennifer Aniston's new husband. Of course, she can't stand him. So it's just like all these lies build on each other. It's just to me, it's so funny, man. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. And yes, it is in my top 100 because it's a movie that I got to watch whenever it's on. So,
well, good. Good. I mean, I've seen this movie in passing somewhere.
You have seen it?
In past, like when you were describing it to me, I'm like, I think I remember kind of seeing that. So the premise and everything I do remember. I can't really tell you when, how, what, who, or like Brooklyn Decker. I was like, I didn't know she was in it. I don't remember. But then Jennifer Aniston, I was like, really? But when you started describing it, I'm like, oh, okay. So I do remember actually viewing the movie, but not. It might have been on like WGN or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like it wasn't like one of those where I'm like, let me sit down and watch this whole movie. It was just probably in passing. So, but I do know about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, next on the list was one of your movies, but this is also one of my favorite movies too. It just didn't make my list. This movie is flipping awesome. You got Jack Nicklaus, Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, and of course, we're talking about A Few Good Men. Hurt.
Yes, and this movie obviously was not better than RoboCop. So this movie, all these Academy Award winners. Every time this movie's on, whether he's playing softball or he's in the apartment or when Markman shows up in the back of his car, I have to watch it. And of course, everything culminates with the courtroom scene, which is one of the greatest scenes ever. Dude. It's just from Tom Cruise shaking to Jack Nicholson being angry to just the Code Reds to Kiefer Sutherland with his little look and that dude just looks menacing in that role. Just everybody, to even a young Noah Wyle in that movie, who went on to play, of course, Dr. Carter on ER. It was like, yes, sir, 3 squares a day, sir. To even the dude who played Lieutenant Dawkins, who just began hating Tom Cruise's character. And because just the fact that he just did not understand what it was to really be in the Corps, and it was like, it was unit, God, country. You know what I mean? That was it. It's like unit, God, country, unit, God, country, sir. Think about the order that that character, Nicholson's character made them. That's what it is. Unit, God, country.
Yeah.
Just and just the whole speech and the wall, it's
you need me on that wall. You want me on that wall.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I love every time it comes on. I gotta watch it.
Did you order the Code Red, Hurt?
Damn right I did. I love it.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Such a good.
The whole thing, the way he speaks, just that. Jack, the way Jack is Jack.
Yeah,
just going through that whole thing. Tom Cruise's character, dude, just hold the water. It's just like he's nervous, and Kevin Pollak's character, Kevin Bacon's character, and there was and there's 2 Kevins in the movie. It's got to be a great movie. So yeah, definitely good.
All right, man. Well, we go to A Few Good Men, to another Adam Sandler. Well, man, this is one of the greatest sports characters in the history of sports movies.
Yes, it is.
The great Bobby Boucher. That's right, guys. Waterboy.
My name is Bobby Boucher. And this movie I quote at least once a week.
Yeah,
because that line at the bottom, you gotta get some high quality H2O. High quality H2O. Now, it didn't make my top list. I know this is yours, but it just, this movie, I don't know. It's like the funny Forrest Gump. I don't even know what else to call it.
Yeah. It's
just, Europe, Dula, Oblongata. It's just everything about it is hilarious. Just when he's poking the captain Insano. I mean, Captain Sato just, and he had to, the whole movie he was speaking like this, like, my mama had to, I mean, just talking like that though. He had Kathy Bates in the movie.
Yeah, Kathy Bates. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Which probably is the role besides the one that was in, gosh, what was that one?
Misery?
Yeah, Misery that she's known for. Is playing Bobby Boucher's mama.
Yeah, because foosball is the devil.
Yes.
Foosball is the devil, Bobby.
Foosball is the devil.
Man. This is, I don't know what it is about Waterboy, man. I love the fact, when he gets angry, and he starts like picturing
yeah.
And Winkler, the
Fonz, yeah. Oh my god.
We hadn't seen the Fonz for a minute, before this movie.
Yeah, it was a classic. I give it.
Yeah, man. So Henry Winkler, we see him back in here. A lot of sports cameos in this movie, but I just love it. But you're right. I like how you put it. It's like a comedy.
Forrest Gump.
yeah. So that's I like how you put that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Number 73. This movie was on your list. This is a movie that I've seen. This is a movie that was pretty good. I mean, it's a really good movie. I've only seen this movie once because it takes like 3.5 hours to watch this movie. Maybe not that long, but this is a part of the great Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, we got that Bobby Boucher in there. The Two Towers, man. And tell me about this movie, Hurt.
So I think I have all three of these movies on the list somewhere. I know where my number one is of the trilogy, which we'll get to. This is I do like this movie. Just everything that occurs in it. Again, this is the second part. This is the second one. Behind the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and then the Return of the King. But this one had just, again, I like the imagery, the fight scenes, just some of the good stuff. This is one where the trees were angry. I forgot what they call them, the Nims or something. And they were, Treebeard that dude was pissed off. And he had to take some action, and his fellow trees were, going at it. And it was just a culmination of something. And again, it was just another good battle scene. It was good to watch. It was just a good movie, and I love all three of these movies.
Now that I think about it, this was now that you say it, this was my favorite movie of the trilogy.
Okay.
Because it took me a while to get through the first one. Like I said, this was a movie that it took me a while to understand. Like I had to watch Lord of the Rings like maybe I think it took 3 times before I kind of understood what was going on. So because the Fellowship of the Ring took me so long to get through, I can't make that one of my favorites. But by the time I did get to this one, Two Towers, it was a good watch. Like it wasn't that tough a watch.
Yeah.
And of course, was it Return of the King, right? That's the
last one.
Yeah, that one was good, but I think in retrospect, this one I enjoy watching out of all three of them.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this movie. It's a fun watch. Like I said, it comes on. It's obviously behind the other two for me, but it's still one of those that I just have to watch. It's just a good movie.
Now, is the Lord of the Rings trilogy your favorite movie trilogy?
I would probably, let me think.
Because you have a couple of movies from another trilogy higher on the list.
But not all three, though.
No, not all three.
Yeah, so this would probably, because The Godfather does not count because there's only 2. Okay.
Oh, wow. I wasn't even thinking about The Godfather.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is
because I think I have the same 2 movies higher on the list.
Okay. Now I'm actually sitting here thinking, and I'm trying to think about it. Probably because I like the Marvel ones. I don't put together. I think they're all kind of like separate movies. Like all the.
Yeah.
So I would say this is private. And believe me, when it comes on, you can ask anybody. I'm watching it.
Wow.
So they can play them all back to back. I will sit there and just watch part of every single one. I can't do it all day. I have things to do, but I will sit and watch it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. So that was fun. Next week we're going to do 4 more movies. I can't. I don't know off the top of my head what they are, but we'll talk about the next 4 in the series of our countdown.
Yeah, but we're getting there, and hopefully, and this is the first week I think we didn't remember a movie that we forgot, so that's good.
Yeah.
So maybe we might keep it on track for
exactly. Next on, before we end the show today, we had a new Disney Plus series come out. We both watched the first episode, so I just want to talk about that real quick. So my question for you is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier must-see TV?
It is if you're, I think, a Marvel person. If you were into all the Marvel characters, the MCU so far, you should watch this. Because that first episode, if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, it delved into who Sam and who Bucky are. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of, like, not surface-wise, but a little bit deeper. And that means, like, I didn't know who Sam was. I saw him in the Captain America, I think Winter Soldier one that he was in, where, he's like this, he was in the military, he's a counselor, and he's, all this stuff. Oh, he seems like, he's a good dude. And he helps Cap out, and they become close, and, they might jog together, but I don't know who Sam is. This right here lets you know what Sam is. You know who Bucky is. Bucky's, Cap's best friend. All his past, he's been brainwashed, freight train, all the words and stuff that the locomotive, whatever they use to turn him into the, Winter Soldier, all those, and I know that people that have memorized all the 11 or 13 of those words. So, and now he's having to deal with that. So we get to know Bucky.
Yeah.
Or James, or really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was not excited for this. Not like I was WandaVision. When I heard about WandaVision, I was like, oh, wow, this sounds so cool. I cannot wait. This, I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. I watched the first episode, and the first, 10, 15 minutes, a lot of action, a lot of Marvel-y stuff, like, okay, here we go. But, when they started delving into, the characters, I love it. First of all, we learned so much about Sam and his family and his background. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, he's just like everybody else. He's he's trying to keep the family
business together.
They go to a bank trying to
his sister's running.
Yeah. I didn't know he had a sister. He's got his family, his sister, their struggles. The one thing I love about what Marvel is doing is they are showing us the effects of this blip. Like this
real life. Yep.
Yeah, they're showing how each character was affected by this.
Yes.
And, financially, this was crippling for his family because he was gone for 5 years.
Well, look what they were talking about. Where do you usually get paid? He's like the benefit of others. So it's not like they have a salary. There's no hero salaries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you do look at him, literally, it was like, well, you have no income for the past 5 years. And it's just like he wasn't here.
Right. He didn't exist.
Billions of people.
Yeah.
Where was he working at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mars or something. Like, the dude didn't. He wasn't in existence.
Right.
You don't show an income for the pay. So I was talking yesterday to somebody about this. So Bucky gets blipped too. Bucky also disappears.
Right.
He comes back. Dude's getting a full pardon.
Yeah.
Sam can't get a loan. All I'm saying is, what's up with that?
Hey.
Dude killed Tony Stark's parents, numerous other people that he's trying to make up for, which I do like that part as well.
Yeah.
And he's really trying to,
make
amends and quell the demons he has within himself.
Yeah.
And Sam can't even get a loan. So one dude's getting a pardon for murdering people, and one dude can't even get a loan, even though he's Falcon.
Yeah, that was funny. But hey, Hurt, no matter what universe you're in, some things never change, yo.
No. No matter if you're blipped or not, some things never change. And I was like, you know what? It's funny when I was like, that came to mind a little bit later. I was like, wait a second. They're talking about he's getting a full pardon, and this dude can't even get a loan for a business?
I know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, yo, man, no matter what kind of black man can't get. Hold it down, no matter if we're flying or not.
Man, it's crazy.
That makes no sense, yo.
But I really love this. I love how Marvel is taking these secondary characters.
Yep.
And they're delving into their lives. I love this, dude. Because to me, when you flesh out these characters like this, when you bring them all together and they're fighting for the common good, like it makes you understand. You get what I'm saying? They're not,
of course.
They're not just people
They're
that
not just characters,
right? Like
they make them all people. Like when Thor was fighting through his depression and he was drinking all the time,
right, and like Hawkeye, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. I mean, his family was gone.
Yeah, like
he just went crazy.
Yeah,
just when I became some Ronin dude, and just start killing all these, bad people, or what he considered bad people in the world.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, why are you here and my family's not? Why didn't it take you? And I'm sure some people probably thought that too.
Yeah.
So it's just like I said, and his show will be coming out too. So it's Loki's going to be coming up. All these things. The thing is, I don't ever go into anything with expectations. I don't. Like so, WandaVision was because the way they was perceived, it was so different. This one seems like it was a Marvel show. Like you said, because they show mostly action. They didn't show them sitting down talking to a psychiatrist.
Right.
So which we got in this episode. But it was good. Everything was good. They do a great job describing to you kind of like the human condition in people who maybe you don't think go through or maybe should go through things like that. You know what I mean? Exactly. But they make them very human.
Yeah.
And was extra special powers.
Yeah.
So
it's like so now this series that I wasn't really that excited about, but I was going to watch it just because I'm all in when it comes to Marvel. Now I'm excited, and they left us with a nice cliffhanger at the end.
When that dude came out, I knew they were going to do something stupid like that because that's the United States government for it.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, that dude could barely fit in a costume. And that dude probably ain't got no powers, but they wanted the symbolism of Captain America.
Yeah, so basically, they wanted to, like you said, they needed the symbol of Captain America back. So they're bringing out their own version of Captain America. So we'll see.
Yeah, but with Cap's shield, though.
Yeah.
That right there, man. Listen.
Yeah.
Now, my whole thing is, does Rhodey know about this too?
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah. So Sam can't get along. That's just
So we'll see what happens, man.
That was good though. I can't wait.
I'm actually excited, and I'm actually glad it's only going to be 6 episodes.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
It's a perfect. They've done the perfect amount of shows for everything so far.
Yep.
So they haven't drug anything out further than what it should.
Yep.
So, but thank you everybody. Make sure you do go to Disney Plus. Not saying that you need to pay all the money for it, but hey, why not? Because it's worth it. Go watch Endgame again. Go watch Infinity Wars. Go watch, Falcon and I almost said Falcon and Arrow. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Enjoy it. And of course, while you're doing that, stop by the podcast and NYMD Podcast. Now, we're not on Disney Plus, but we are on Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Everywhere you find podcasts, you'll find NYMD Podcast. Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And, of course, right here on YouTube and StreamYard and, our Stitcher and Spreaker app. So anything you can do to log in, follow us, send us questions or comments, we greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, stay safe. Everybody good and watch March Madness. And we'll talk to you next week.
Peace out, y'all.
Holla.